Hi VC, it's Richard here. My first video for a while. I wanted to do the vinyl tag for this year, which was put up by Pretty Green Vinyl Guy back in December. I know it's pretty late in the day, but it took me a while to really find the time to put my list together. But yeah, anyway, I'll give it a go. So I hope you enjoy some of the records I show. Okay, there are 20 questions. So I'll start here at the beginning. My best purchase of 2024. So this is the Coral Roots and Echoes. It's their fourth or fifth album. This is an original I've been wanting for a while. Yeah, I picked this up found a decent copy, decent price last year. Really fantastic album. Love it from start to finish. So happy to have that. Next was an album from 1974. I remember doing this last year though, and I picked Stevie Wonder fulfilling this his first finale. So I thought I would, instead of that, pick an album that was released in 1975. Didn't have too many, but here's one I found in my collection, Fleetwood Mac from 75. Then an album that defines a genre. I had to go with Britpop, and no surprises with the one I went for, Blur, Parklife. Question 4, the best band from my home country. Well, I'm from the UK originally, but I thought I would, rather than that, I would pick a band from Japan, because I've lived here for nearly 20 years now. So I kind of feel like I'm half Japanese at this stage. So I thought I'd show a Japanese band. And this is honestly one of the first Japanese bands I got into back in the late 90s, I think. The Michelle Gunn Elephant. Really good, like garage rock. They released maybe 6 or 7 albums back in the 90s, early 2000s. Really good band. And I think their albums are going to be reissued this year on vinyl. A lot of them go for silly money, so that will be good. Okay, next, an artist I miss dearly. There was only one choice for me. It had to be Elliott Smith. Absolutely love Elliott Smith, and yeah, still miss him. I listen to his music still fairly regularly, but still, it's very sad what happened, and I wish he was still around. Okay, question 6, best live album in my collection. So I went with an album I still listen to quite a lot. Big fan of REM and big fan of this MTV Unplugged album from, yeah, the show was 1991. I think this came out though 2014, 2015. Fantastic show. A lot of tracks from Out of Time, and earlier tracks than that as well, but really good album. Question number 7, your partner dumped you, what album are you putting on? So I'm going to show 2 albums here. So one, I guess, for the immediate aftermath of being dumped, I'd probably listen to something kind of dark and depressing. The Deers, No Cities Left. One of my favourite albums, actually. But you have to be in the right mood. I think if I'd just been dumped, this would probably be one to listen to. And then an album, and then I'd probably move to an album to kind of get my spirits up, and I would go for Stevie Wonder, Inner Visions, Don't You Worry About a Thing on that album. So I'd go for that to try to make myself feel better. Question 8, best sounding drums on an album. This, I'm going to cheat a bit. I know all of these, the drums on this album are basically samples, but I think it sounds great. DJ Shadow, Introducing. Yeah, great album. Question 9, my favourite artist who's a member of 2 or more bands. couldn't think of that many, to be honest. I was tempted to go for Damon Albarn, but in the end I went for Jack. Oh, Jack White. The White Stripes, of course. Raconteurs. Then I've got a lot of solo stuff as well. Okay. Dead Weather. That was what I was thinking, trying to remember. Dead Weather. Yeah. Beatles or Stones? Question 10. Beatles or Stones? So for me, it's I'm going to cheat again. It's both, but for albums, I think the Beatles by far and away the better albums band. But if you're just going by songs, you just want to have a selection of great tracks. You can't go wrong with this by the Rolling Stones, Hot Rocks. I listen to this a lot. I don't listen to their individual albums that much, but I listen to this a lot. Okay, question 11. You found a bag of weed. What are you going to listen to? Well, I've never smoked a thing in my life, but I just remembered back in the early 2000s, I was at a beta band gig in Scotland, in Glasgow, and there was a distinct smell of weed in the venue. So I guess some people were partaking while they were listening to the beta band. So maybe that would be, I thought that might be a good choice. Okay, question 12. An album from the 80s I still listen to. I'm kind of a kid of the 90s, so I didn't have that many from the 80s. I had a few REM albums I thought I might show, but in the end I went for this one. Maybe other people have shown it. Stone Roses from 89. I still listen to that a fair bit, particularly like, I Am the Resurrection on that fantastic track. Okay, question 13. An artist whose political stances have soured me. Yeah, I mean, I was tempted to show Morrissey. I think a lot of other people have shown him. But other than that, I couldn't think of anyone. So what I'm going to show here is an Oasis album. I still listen to... I listen to Oasis quite a bit. But to be totally honest, I find Liam Gallagher very annoying. Not really... he's not really political in any way. But the whole lad culture that was part of Britpop I was never into, and he's kind of associated with that. I still find him vaguely annoying these days as well. So yeah, I'll show that. Show a favourite record label is question number 14. So I'm going to immediately contradict myself from the last question where I mentioned Liam Gallagher, and I'm going to go for Creation Records. That's the obvious one, Oasis. But there are loads of other bands, great bands on Creation. So you got Primal Scream, Teenage Fanclub, another favourite of mine, Boo Radley's. The first guitarist in Suede, Bernard Butler, his first 2 albums were on Creation. And then possibly my favourite band on Creation, not Oasis, it's the Super Furry Animals. And then I'll just show something that's probably never been shown before on the VC. Another album I quite like on Creation by a band called The Diggers from '97, kind of Britpop, late Britpop. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, where am I? I'm getting lost here. That was record label. Question 15. Okay, a run of great singles. Right, and so I whenever I make a video, I always try to include some records by this band, one of my favourite bands. It's Supergrass. They had a great run of singles in the 90s off their second album, In It For The Money. I'm actually not going to show 3, I'm going to give you a bonus one, show you 4. So first you had Going Out, Richard III. I think the next one to come out was Late in the Day. And if that wasn't enough, Sun Hits the Sky. I really recommend checking out their second album, In It For The Money. It's just as good as their first one, if not better. Okay, question 16. A record store day purchase I still listen to. This one from, I'm not sure when it was, 3 or 4 years ago, Amy Mann, Bachelor Number 2. And it's got loads of great tracks from the film Magnolia. Yeah, really, really happy to have that. I listen to that quite a bit. Question 17. You can be reincarnated as any artist, dead or alive. Who's it going to be? So I've gone for someone who's very much still alive. And in fact, I just saw him in concert with his band last weekend. They came to Japan for the first time in 25 years. So I wasn't going to miss that. It is Jarvis Cocker. He just seems like a really cool guy. Yeah, wrote amazing songs with Pulp, and yeah, out of all the Britpop guys, Liam, Noel, Damon, I think he seems like a cool guy. I wouldn't mind yeah, being reincarnated as Jarvis. Okay, couple more. Best 3 lines in a song. Took me a while to think of this, but then yeah, I went back to another band that I just saw at the same festival last weekend, the Manic Street Preachers, because they played their song Designed for Life, and I was reminded just how good that song is. And the lyrics, opening lyrics to that song: libraries gave us power, then work came and made us free. What price now for a shallow piece of dignity? Fantastic song, fantastic lyrics. Okay, question 19. An album I never tire of. An album that probably doesn't get shown much. We're going back to Britpop again, but really, it's kind of a forgotten classic in my eyes. Every song is really, really great. It just makes me feel good as well. Dodgy, Homegrown. I really recommend this. If you're into 90s UK music, Britpop, it's just full of great tracks. Staying Out for the Summer, Melodies Haunt You, So Let Me Go Far, and the last track, Grassman. Really, really recommend that. They kind of get forgotten, but they shouldn't. Okay, and then final question is my favorite VC channel. So I watch quite a few, but I thought I would just give a shout out to some of the channels I discovered when I first started watching videos on YouTube, VC videos on YouTube. So yeah, Mazzy is one of them for sure. I still enjoy his videos. A few others though. A guy called Jamie Cottle, who does a lot of unboxings, not just vinyl but CD box sets as well. He seems like a nice guy, and yeah, I like his videos. Another one, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Mr. Hoff Fame. Another guy who seems to be into loads of different kinds of music. I just like the way he presents them. Seems like a cool guy. Then a couple that run record stores. So I forget his name, but his channel is Too Many Records. Really enjoy his records. His videos. And his records are good as well. And then, yeah, Noble Records. I enjoy his records. All these people, they all just, I know, they have really good... I'm not necessarily into all of the records and all of the music they show, but the way they present it just keeps you interested, keeps me from skipping the skip button. Yeah, they're all really good channels. Okay, I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I will try this year to make a few more videos than last year. Okay, wishing you all a happy and healthy 2025. See you later.